The bank teller looked at me strangely and said, "Sir, this account was emptied 3 months ago." I laughed, because that was impossible. That money was our retirement. 30 years of work. Every extra shift. Every sacrifice. Every dollar we didn't spend on vacations or fancy cars. My wife and I called it our future. But according to the screen in front of her, our future was gone. I drove home in silence, my hands shaking, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. There had to be a mistake. My wife, Sharon, was careful, organized, responsible. She handled the finances because she was better at it than I was. I trusted her completely. That trust was about to destroy me. We had been married 28 years. 2 grown kids. 1 modest house. A quiet life in Ohio. Nothing glamorous, but stable, secure, happy, or so I thought. When I walked into the kitchen, Sharon was humming while making coffee, smiling, relaxed, like nothing in the world was wrong. "Hey, honey," she said warmly. "You're home early." I stared at her, at the woman who had shared my bed for almost 3 decades. "Did you move money from our savings?" I asked calmly. She didn't even hesitate. "No." "Why?" The lie came out smooth, too smooth. "The bank says it's gone," I whispered. She froze, just for half a second. But I saw it, and in that moment I knew. "Don't be ridiculous," she laughed nervously. "There must be a mistake." "Sharon," I said quietly, "that account is empty." Her smile faded slowly, like a mask slipping. "I was going to tell you," she said. "Those words, the universal words of betrayal." "Tell me what?" I asked. She looked away. "I invested it." My stomach dropped. "Invested it where?" She hesitated. "In a business opportunity." "What business?" Another pause. Longer. Then she whispered, "Real estate." I laughed in disbelief. "You put our retirement into real estate without telling me?" "It was supposed to grow," she said quickly. "For us." Something in her voice felt wrong. Not confident. Not excited. Nervous. "How much is left?" I asked. She swallowed. "Not much yet." My chest tightened. "How much?" "Almost nothing." The room spun. "You lost everything?" I whispered. "No," she cried. "It's just tied up." "Tied up where?" I demanded. Silence. Then quietly, "With him." "With who?" I asked. Her eyes filled with tears. "Mark." The name hit me like a punch. Mark was a man from her gym. A man I'd met once or twice. Friendly. Fit. Always smiling too much. The man she said was just a workout buddy. "You gave our money to another man?" I whispered. "He said he loved me," she cried. "He said we could build something together. Together. Not us. Her and him." My heart broke in slow motion. "How long?" I asked. "A year," she whispered. "A year of lies. A year of secret meetings. A year of draining our future." "And the money?" I said. She sobbed. "He needed capital to flip properties." "And you gave him everything?" "Yes." I sat down heavily. Our retirement. Gone. Not stolen by a stranger. Handed away by my wife. To her lover. "Do you even know where the money is now?" I asked. She shook her head. "He handles it." That sentence terrified me, because it meant she had no control. No contracts. No proof. Just trust. The same trust one had given her. Then my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. A photo. Mark standing in front of a brand new truck. Smiling. The caption said, "Thanks for believing in me." My blood ran cold. In that moment, I realized something horrifying. This wasn't just an affair. This was a scam. And my wife might have just funded it. Couldn't breathe. The room felt smaller. Like the walls were closing in on me. Our retirement wasn't just money. It was 30 years of waking up early. Of overtime. Of skipped vacations. Of saying maybe next year. And now it was gone. "You didn't sign anything?" I asked. Sharon shook her head. "No contracts." "No. No receipts. No, just trust. The same blind trust that had kept me from ever checking the account myself. Where does Mark live? I asked quietly. She hesitated. I don't know the exact address. My stomach twisted. You gave him our life savings and don't know where he lives? He always picked me up, she whispered. That told me everything. Control, secrecy, manipulation. I grabbed my laptop and started searching. Mark's full name, gym membership page, social media. First, nothing. Then I found an old news article from another state. The photo made my blood run cold. Same man, different name, different city. The headline read, "Local man arrested in real estate investment scam." I opened it. Dozens of victims, mostly women, mostly retirement savings, promises of property flips. Money vanished. Man disappeared. My chest tightened. This is him, I whispered. Sharon stared. That's not possible. Look at his face. Her hands trembled. Oh my God, she whispered. He said those women were crazy. Of course he did. Now the truth was clear. She hadn't just cheated. She'd been groomed, used, robbed, and dragged our future down with her. Where was the last place you saw him? I asked. At a house he was renovating, she said. Show me. We drove across town. A rundown property with boarded windows. No lights, no cars, no signs of life. My stomach sank. He's gone, I whispered. I knocked on the neighbor's door. An older woman opened. You looking for that man who was fixing the place? She asked. Yes, I said urgently. He left 2 days ago, she said. Packed a truck and drove off. My heart dropped. Did he say where? Florida, I think. Of course. Another state. Another fresh start. Another group of victims. Sharon collapsed in tears. I ruined us, she sobbed. I didn't disagree, but I also saw something else. Fear. Real fear. Not just of losing money, but of what she had done to our family. That night I called the police. Filed a report. Gave them everything. The transfers. The texts. The articles. They listened carefully. This isn't his first time, the detective said. But we'll try to find him. Try. Not promise. Weeks passed. No news. No money. No Mark. Just silence. And the weight of betrayal hanging in our home. Then one morning, I got a call. We located a suspect matching his description, the detective said. My heart pounded. Where? In Texas. Hope surged. But, he added slowly, there's something you should know. My stomach tightened. What? He wasn't working alone. My blood ran cold. What do you mean? We believe there's someone helping him recruit victims. A pause. And all signs point to your wife being one of them. The words hit like a truck. They think Sharon helped him find other investors, the detective said carefully. Women from her gym, her friends, her co-workers. My chest burned. That's not true, I said weakly. She didn't know. We're still investigating, he said. But the money trail suggests referrals. I looked at Sharon. Her face had gone pale. She couldn't meet my eyes. Did you introduce him to other people? I whispered. She started crying harder. I thought I was helping them make money, she sobbed. How many? I asked. Silence. How many, Sharon? 4, she whispered. For families. For futures. Ruined. And suddenly the betrayal got even deeper. Because it wasn't just our money anymore. It was everyone's. The silence in our living room felt unbearable. Sharon sat on the couch staring at her hands like they didn't belong to her anymore. For families. For lives. She had helped ruin them. Not on purpose. But ignorance doesn't erase damage. I didn't know he was a criminal, she whispered. But you knew you were hiding it from me? I said quietly. She flinched. That truth hurt more than the scam. The detective called again that afternoon. They arrested Mark in Texas, he said. My heart jumped. You caught him? Yes, but most of the money is gone. The words crushed my hope. Gone how? Withdrawn in cash. transferred overseas. Untraceable. My chest tightened. So we'll never get it back? Maybe some, he said. But not much. Sharon covered her face and sobbed. Our retirement was gone forever. And your wife? The detective continued carefully. May face charges. My stomach dropped. For what? Conspiracy. Fraud. Recruiting. She didn't know, I said desperately. She still benefited, he replied gently. The law is complicated. Over the next weeks, everything unraveled. Other victims came forward. Stories just like ours. Promises, love, investment dreams. All lies. The prosecutor offered Sharon a deal. Testify against Mark. Help expose his network. In exchange, reduce charges. Still probation. Still fines. But no prison. I'll do it, Sharon said immediately. Not to save herself. To make it right. To face what she'd done. The trial was brutal. I sat behind her every day, listening to victims cry, hearing how much they lost, knowing my wife had been the bridge that led them to him. Every tear felt like a knife. Mark showed no remorse, smiled in court, like it was a game. That alone convinced me forgiveness wasn't for him. He was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Not enough, but something. Justice of a kind. Sharon was convicted of lesser charges. Community service, restitution, probation, public shame, but free. The money never returned. Not ours. Not anyone's. We sold our house to survive. Downsized to a small apartment. Started over in our 60s. Some days I hated her. Some days I pitied her. Some days I remembered the woman I married. One night she said quietly, "If you leave, I understand." I looked at her for a long time. "You didn't just betray me," I said softly. "You destroyed the life we planned." She nodded through tears. "I'll spend whatever time I have left making it right." And then came the hardest choice of my life. Leave and start over alone. Or stay and rebuild from ashes. The apartment was small. Too small for two people who once owned a house full of memories. But it was all we could afford now. 30 years of work had vanished in 1 year of lies. Sharon woke up every morning before me, made coffee, left notes on the counter. "I'm sorry. Thank you for staying. I'll make this right." I never answered them, not because I was cruel, because I didn't know how. Some nights I dreamed about our old life. The porch, the garden, the quiet Sundays. Then I'd wake up and see bare walls, and reality would crash down again. One evening Sharon sat beside me. "I don't deserve another chance," she said softly. "I know, but I hope I can earn one," she whispered. I stared at the floor. "Trust doesn't grow back quickly," I said. "Sometimes it doesn't grow back at all." She nodded. "I'll live with whatever you decide." I thought about walking away every day, about freedom, about peace, about not carrying someone else's mistakes. But I also thought about our history, the good years, the children, the life we once built. Finally, one morning I made my choice, not because the pain disappeared, but because bitterness was destroying me. "I'll stay," I said quietly. Her breath caught, but not as if nothing happened. She nodded eagerly. "I'll do whatever it takes." "We start from zero," I said. "New trust, new rules, complete honesty." "Yes," she whispered. "And counseling," I added. "Forever if needed." "Yes," she said again, crying. We rebuilt slowly, painfully, but honestly. No secrets, no hidden accounts, no silent resentment. 2 years later, life wasn't easy, but it was real. We weren't rich, but we were stable, and somehow stronger. Love doesn't mean never making mistakes. It means facing consequences and choosing to rebuild instead of running away. But trust, once broken, must be earned back one day at a time. I trusted my wife with our savings. She destroyed our future, but together we built a new one from the ashes.